So, articles of association and shareholder agreements, what are they? Principally, these are two documents that form a company's constitution and regulate the relationship between shareholders, the owners of the company. A company doesn't have to have a shareholders agreement, that is optional, so that's the second part of the constitution. So not every company has a shareholders agreement, although it's recommended. The shareholders agreement is a private document. It doesn't have to be filed anywhere. You just keep it yourself. Very important that you ensure your solicitor, obviously they should keep a copy, but all the parties to sign it, they should have a signed copy themselves. The Articles of Association are a public document. They are filed, registered at Companies House, so anyone can access those. Hence, if there's anything that you want to keep private or you'd rather not be public, people will then put a shareholders agreement in place. Commonly, things like good, bad leaver provisions relating to shareholders, or particularly employee shareholders who come on board later. People will want those, prefer that those are in a shareholders agreement, and many other terms as well, which we won't go into detail at this stage. The articles come with the company anyway, so when you incorporate a company, you get what are called model standard articles, and many companies can go on for years and years and years and never ever change those articles. They just have the model articles of association, and anything sort of new that's needed in their constitution will be in the separate shareholders agreement. We see articles being changed, commonly situations where a big investor, institutional investor comes on board. They will want the articles of association overhauled, and they will become quite a lengthy, detailed document. A very important point to note for shareholders agreements that we very often see missed is that you should, unless you put a provision in the shareholders agreement saying it can be amended with a certain percentage of the shareholders agreeing, unless you have that, it means that every single shareholder will have to agree to any change in the shareholders agreement, and that can be really cumbersome, really restrictive as the company grows. So that's a really important provision to have in shareholders agreements that often gets missed. Also, similar to that, articles of association and putting provisions in there can be popular because it only requires a special resolution, which is 75% of the voting shareholders, to change the articles of association. So there's somewhat more flexibility built into articles in that respect anyway. But that's a very brief introduction to both. I hope that's useful.